Hi you guys. So today I wanted to talk about water. I feel like it's been on everyone's minds even more than usual with everything that's been going on in Texas. If you somehow missed it, in Texas there were millions of residents without power, and subsequently there were a lot of people who did not have access to clean or safe drinking water. And those are the types of real stories that honestly just make me even more excited and more passionate to be doing what I'm doing. And to continue to learn more about prepping, because that could be any one of us. So not to cause panic, but again, I think it's just really important that we continue to talk and learn about ways to be prepared on our own. So first things first, for those of you, again, who are just getting into this, my first piece of advice would be have water on hand, right? Store water. And I know this is tough. I know that it is difficult when you compare yourself to, again, a homeowner, a landowner, where they have their own well, huge vats of water, lots of different ways to keep water. But for me, the first thing I did was make sure I have 14 gallons of water. Now, of course, the more the better, but why did I choose 14? It's because it is recommended that you have 1 gallon of water per person per day. 2 weeks is kind of a good amount of time. Now, again, in prepping, good is never good enough, right? You always want to have as much as possible. But 2 weeks, hopefully within 2 weeks, we would be able to have access to clean water. You would be able to get water from somewhere. Again, and I'm saying like 101, that would be the first step of advice. Where to store them too? I mean, I always joke that they are lining my walls, but it's not really a joke. Any of my cabinets that you go into in the back, I have them stacked up like this and Legos in the back. That way they're out of sight, they're out of mind, but they're easily accessible, and they're not an eyesore, right? So in an apartment, you can always get crafty with it. There's always ways to store water. Outside of actually storing water, it's always important to have redundancies. And redundancies in prepping, of course, are a plan A, a plan B, plan C, plan D, all the way to Z, and then start again with A, right? So it's, if this fails, if for some reason I run through my 12 gallons, what else do I have? What can I go to next? So for me, the next thing is a life straw, which probably most of you are familiar with. If you're not, it is a portable straw that you actually can drink through, and it will purify the water source itself. So this is nice because it's on the go, and it actually purifies 1,000 gallons of water. So that's plenty of water for one person, right? So this would kind of be another way that you could access clean water. Of course, you have to have the water to access. So my recommendation is, if you're in a situation that is dicey, where you're not sure if you're going to have power, if you're going to have water, I would recommend keeping your bathtub filled, right? Making sure that you're filling up any way that you can. If you cannot keep large vats on site, I again understand that, but do what you can do. Fill up your bathtub, fill up your sink. If my life straw did not work, or something happened to my life straw, what's my next plan? Next in line, I have water purification tablets. So these are relatively cheap. You can get them on Amazon. They don't take up a lot of space, which is nice. I keep these in my car. I keep these in my bug out bag. I keep them at my home. And these 2 tablets purify 1 liter of water. So not necessarily as good, not as much of a lifespan as something like this, but this is really great if you needed to purify water on the go. Or again, just having another way to access clean water. The other thing I would say outside of this is how important knowledge is. So when I say that, I mean, I think a lot of us just assume that we know things. I know I fall into that category too. When I read about everything going on in Texas, and they were saying, well, you know, make sure your water's pure, make sure that people are boiling it. I thought, great, boil your water, everyone knows that. But then I actually thought, do I even know how long I would have to boil my water for it to be safe? And I realized quickly I didn't. It's a minute if it's under 2,000 feet altitude. So for me, it would be 1 minute. If you are over 2,000 feet, it's 3 minutes at a rolling boil. Now, those are the types of things that I know I'll learn more of as I get more into this, but it's funny how much we could rely on half knowledges, things we think we know, And then when you're actually put in the situation, you realize you are not prepared. So that is a commitment that I have to myself, is to continue to learn more, and something that I hope I can continue to share with all of you.